Welcome back everybody to Let's Play, or should we say not Let's Play, because this is not a Let's Play video. This is a video summarizing our Let's Play of Resi 6. We have finally completed the series after so long. We should have done it a lot quicker, but now we have finished it. We can go over the stats and whether or not this game was good or not. But first of all, we need to head to the collections, because we need to check on how do we do on the medallion wise on Ada's story. As we know, we did very well with Leon. Missed quite a few with Chris, but there was some you only couldn't get with Piers. Same with this one, you can only get some with Sherry. And how to do with Ada? Oh, Jesus. I got all of them in the second one. I missed the first one. The third one, then was the first, and then I missed 2 in the fourth one and 3 in the fifth. I'm trying to think, where would they be? Unless there was one on the roof somewhere, but I can't recall. But at least we got about half, just 1 or 2 over half. You missed some, you missed some. But some of them you couldn't obtain anyway because of picking one player. Because some of them you have to go by doing 2 player, unfortunately. Right. So we got most of them down. At least we got 1 character sorted. Now then, as you see, we have our 4 little flags, starting from Leon to Chris to Jake, and then we finish off with Ada Wong. So before we go back to there, we need to go over assessment of each campaign and whether or not they were good or not, starting with Leon's, obviously. Actually go back, let me see if I can do it like a chapter version. There we go. We'll do them manually, shall we say. Man, it seemed like ages since we started the series, but yeah, it was. But starting off, we did Leon's campaign, which was mainly a zombie, more like a zombie Resi type of feel, as it should have been. Obviously, we started off in the campus and headed towards the bus. We'll start with round assessment, shall we say. So, were each section? Well, we'll go through section. We'll go roughly anyway, but to be fair, I think Leon's story for me was probably the best story. I just liked it because it felt more of a Resi story. It felt like not much of a horror, shall we say, but it felt more of a Resi type, shall we say. Like the first episode, the first 2 second chapters I thought they were quite good. I quite enjoyed them. The third one I didn't really enjoy. I said this a few times during the commentary on some of the episodes. I didn't really enjoy the catacombs and the under areas where in the crypt and all that. I don't know, it didn't feel cool. It didn't feel good really. It didn't feel like a Resi to me. But then we go on to 4, which is inside the airplane and then heading to China, which I thought was actually quite enjoyable. I did enjoy the airplane segment. And then we took on Usenek on the top of the plane, and then finally we kicked the shit out of Simmons, which was actually really good. A couple of silly deaths here and there, but and then we had a really cool boss fight, I suppose. So we didn't get any S's though. We got a few goals though. So 5 checkpoints in each one. Yeah, there is. Go for the B's and some A's, but. Was Leon's story good? Yes, overall it pretty much was. I think it was the best one of the series. Like I said, it felt more of a. It wasn't scary, but it felt more of a horror than the rest of the campaigns did, and it just had more fun, like levels, shall we say. Apart from chapter 3, which is probably the worst of his story anyway. So was Leon's story good? Yes. Out of 10, I'd probably say 8. To be honest with you, there's not much really you could say about that, but like most otherwise, it felt like the Resi should be. Then we go on to obviously Chris's, which we did second. Now this one I know a lot of people didn't like, and I can see why. To be fair, it is probably the weakest campaign of the series, I would say. I mean, it wasn't bad as in like really shit, but it definitely didn't feel, there was no horror in it. It just felt like a shoot 'em up trying to do like a Resi style, but it just didn't work. So we had chapter 1, which is the main ship, which we did twice because of a little save issue. And we had Eastern City. That mean the first one was nothing special really. It was just a tutorial one trying to get into it. The second one was all right. Problem with the second one, and a lot of stories in this game, is I know the stories intertwine and stuff, but doing the same thing multiple times was not a good idea. It was just repetitive. It was boring. It's just not. It shouldn't have been a thing. Like the worst area was definitely that area in the aircraft carrier where you've got to collect the 3 key cards. It was the worst area because you've got to do it 3 times. 2, it's just literally you and a load of them slippery little fucks that just continually beat the piss out of you, and you cannot get off the floor. I died multiple times, I think twice in particular, because I got knocked down and then grabbed, and then literally there is nothing you can do. That area and those segments in the whole game are the worst in this game. They were repetitive. It was boring. It was just annoying. It was just a bad idea. Doing it 3 times. Once I can understand. Twice is pushing it, but a third time is no. It was poor. It's pretty poor. But we did skip the third one, which was mostly this. Oh yeah, the third one was actually the third one was probably the best one actually, because you had the massive sneaky snake, and you had the panda as well. You had the panda slide, and to be fair, you had a couple of choppers. You had like 3 choppers in it, but that was a bit repetitive. But the snake conflict and that was pretty cool. It did try to move away from it and more to the helicopters at some parts, but I think the third one was my favourite of the lot. I mean, the carrier was nothing special, and that area did ruin it. And then 5 was, again, 5 was like, the boss fight was cool. The fact that you just had no ammo. Some of the medallions in that was stupid because you had no ammo and the issue was on the wall and you couldn't get it. But overall, was this a good campaign? From what Chris did in Resi 5 to this, probably no. To be fair, it was probably was it better than 5 story? No. It was an interesting idea, but I don't think it was executed well, to be fair. So was Chris's campaign good? It was average at best, and I would probably give it like a 5 out of 10. I know that sounds a bit harsh, but I would say that's about a 5. Moving on, we have this third campaign of the story, of the multiple stories, which is Jake's and Sherry's. Now, to be fair, this was probably, would I say the second best, or is it just behind Ada, or is it just in front? I think just in front of Ada's. I would say just in front, to be honest with you. I'll say the reasons why in a minute, but we'll go through his story first. So we had chapter 1, which is more or less just a summary of what's going on. Was it good? I like the bit with Usenek. That was cool. The good thing about this story is that it felt a little bit like Resi 3, where you've got a massive monster chasing you down, and it was cool. That was cool. I liked that. So then we move on to chapter 2, which is the mountain, looking for the 3 keycard style again. It was it was handled better than the other keycard segment, but no, I actually did like the second one. I think the first half was good, and then you had the bit of the stealthy bit at the end. And I'm not a big fan of the stealthy areas, but I think it was alright. The second one was good. Third one, It was a mixture of good and bad. I think more to the good side, but I did enjoy it. But I think the first bit was and then it got better on as you got to the tank. So it was still good, I would say, but not as good as the second one. Fourth one with the car. Was it the car? No, it was the bike segment, wasn't it? Or was that the fifth one? Was it the fourth? I think it was the fourth one with the bike. It was all right. I mean, medallion wise, that was a bit shit. 2-player wise is fine, but then God, I'm trying to remember now. Courtyard, shopping district. Oh yeah, you had the chainsaw bit as well, which we handled that pretty well, to be fair. And then we had the boat. Was it the boat? Yeah, we did. We had to go across the boat with Ada sniping on top. I mean, that wasn't too bad. I thought that was cool. Was it a good chapter? I'm trying to remember. Oh shit. I think it was alright. I don't think I had too many issues with it. I think it was alright. I think that one. We got a good score on it. We got an S on the third one. So we got A on that one. And then obviously chapter 5. I think this one is a mix. This was a funny one because the first half was bad. I did not like the first half of this one. I know I had a big break and all, but coming back to that first half of that story was pretty bad. I think it only got good when you meet up with Chris, and then you've got the boss fight with Yusunek at the end. But the first half of that was really annoying. I'm trying to think which is the one with the key card. I'm trying to think because it's not that one. Is it the fourth one? It might have been the fourth one with the key card. If that is the case, then so. Shopping district airplane crash site. Which one was it? There's only 3 in that one. Did we do one with? We did do it with Jake, didn't we? I don't think which one it was. I can't remember. But I know we did with Jake at one point, was it? I'm sure we did, but that bit, like I said previously, that bit was so annoying, so that was poor. But with chapter 5, the first half of it was boring. It was just them stupid slimish things again. You got to do levers. Playing 2-player probably easier. 1-player it's just annoying. But the second half was really good. Literally a brawl with Yusunek, fist fight, and then you had the train bit at the end where you got to shoot him with a magnum. That was cool. So it was a mixture of first half shit, but second half really good. So then comes the question: was the campaign good or bad? I would say it was mostly good, with a few areas of just frustration and just repetitive shit. So I think I gave Leon's an 8, so I'd probably give this one a 6.5, something like that. Probably no, maybe no. I think a 6, yeah. Oh, I'm not trying to think, because 8 is just behind it. I'll give it a 6.5 then. I would say something like that. I'll try and make a better estimate in a minute. And then of course we have the lady herself, Ada Wong, the most mysterious and sassy character of them all. Obviously we started chapter 1 with the submarine, which for me, stealth area as a first thing, not a good idea for me. I don't like stealthy areas. It got better, I think, as it went on, but the first bit with the stealth, not for me. I think it's just nah. So the first chapter was a bit poo-poo. Second one was better, even though we had to go underneath again for that area. Like I said in Leon's in chapter 3, I don't like that area much at all. But I think it was handled a little bit better with Ada's. And then we had obviously above with the cathedral, and then we had the boss fight with her again, which it is repetitive, but I didn't mind it as much. So chapter 2 was alright. It was alright. And then the third one which... Oh yes, the third one with the chainsaw. How can I forget? It started out alright and then ended in mayhem and carnage. And me getting slashed up like 4 times or eaten. But to be fair, I think the third one was alright. I think, even though I died a lot, I thought it was alright. I think that chainsaw car was so annoying, but it was alright. I think that's the best way to describe it. It was alright. So we move on to 4, which is again the anything with this carrier is just a negative. I know we got an S, but the puzzle section was shit. I've said it before. Repetitive, boring, and it just gets stupidly killed by stupid things. It was shit. So the first half of this was awful. They only started getting good when you got to the fake Ada, and then you start having that gooey, gungy shit at the end. I did get killed by one stupid death, but I like this. I like the last part of it. The rest of it, and the aircraft carrier, I didn't like. I didn't enjoy it at all. It only got good when I come across her body. The rest of it was just it was just wank, to be honest. And then of course we had the final one, which is chapter 5. Overall, I thought chapter 5 was pretty good. I mean, you got to fly around the helicopter and shoot the shit out of a load of things. Shoot Simmons in his T-Rex form, and then end up kicking the crap out of him on top of the roof areas, which was not. The only thing, I know it's repetitive, but it's Simmons. Beating the shit out of him just felt fucking amazing. It just felt so good, kicking the crap out of him. So chapter 5 was good. I know I had repetitive errors in it, but yeah, it was good. Now I did say it was lower than Jake's, but I liked her mysterious and sassy nature. I think what I'll do, I think it's just about better than Jake's actually. So I'd give this one a 7, and then Jake's would be a 6.5, and then Chris's would be a 5. So we got 8 for Leon, 7 for Ada, 6.5 for Jake's and Sherry's, and then 5 for Chris's. So we've gone through all the chapters, as we said. Now, one thing that did bother me, I know you can play 2-player and all that, but if you're playing 1-player, a lot of deaths that you get in this game, I know there's a lot where it's like self-made, like you make an error and you fuck it up and you die, but a lot of deaths just felt like stupid deaths. Either you have no idea what's about to happen, you have no time to react, or you just get hit constantly and there's no recovery. Like I said in the carrier, twice you get hit and then you get grabbed on and you've got no chance of recovery, and then you get hit again before you can move. It was bad. I'm not going to moan about some of the deaths. Some of them are my fault, and that's just it. Or you just like made them the death yourself. But there was a good chunk of deaths that are just so stupid. Like it does bother you because you don't see it coming, or they're just so random, like stupid reasons. And I've said it a lot of time in a lot of episodes. A lot of deaths are just stupid. So that's one criticism of this game. It's just some of the deaths and like situations you find yourself in are pretty silly. Another aspect of this game, or one of the main questions is: was it a horror game? No. Should it have been a horror game? Yes. Does it feel like a Resident Evil? It had Resident Evil themes and characters, but did it feel like a proper Resident Evil game? No, it didn't. A pure Resident Evil is horror, and horror. You have all these great characters, but what it is literally a dark, spooky ass fucking game, which scares the tits out of you, and it makes you suspense throughout the entire thing. Like the Resi 2 remake, or 1, 2 and 3, it's supposed to be literally a horror game filled with monsters and zombies and trying to survive all this shit. I know. I've said it before. 4 is where it changed to this type of style, and it doesn't work. 4 wasn't great. 5 was better, but not Resi. It was more Resi than 4, and then 6 went backwards again. Obviously, 7 and the next one after this, Resi 7, is where they took all the characters out, but they had it actual as a proper first-person zombie. Well, not zombie. Like it was more of a horror game than 4, 5, and 6. So basically, is the question: is Resident Evil 6 a good game? You'd have to say yes and no. Is it good to experience one time? Sure. Is it a proper Resi game? No. Is it a proper horror game? No. So what the question is it a true Resi? It's debatable, to be fair. I know a lot of people didn't like this game for its obvious reasons. Probably are very similar. It's fun, but not a Resi in a lot of aspects. But there are some aspects that they are. A lot it isn't. So overall, is this a good game? It's good, but it's not a Resi. So I would rate it out of 10. I know I haven't done reviews on all the other Resis, so I'll quickly, if I do a quick summary, I'd say the one with the mansion and the horror theme is definitely an 8. Then Resi 2 was really good, which is a 9. Obviously, everyone knows that Resi 3 is my favourite Resident Evil, so it gets a 10 from me. I mean, it could have been longer and the things. Maybe I'd say a 9 then, but I enjoyed it more than Resi 2. Resi 4 I would have given a 5. I know that might surprise a few people. I didn't like Resi 4. It just felt like you had to babysit this stupid bitch for this entire game, and like a lot of the stuff that went on was weird as fuck. Was it Resident Evil? No. Was it scary? No. Some good bits in it, yes. Is it a good game overall? No. I would say it's average. I know a lot of people are like, yeah, this is the best game ever. Want this remastered? No, please don't. It was average. It was okay. It was okay at best. 5, I would give us. I would give a 7 for Resi. Say 5. And then, what would I give this game? I would probably give it a 6. Which is quite ironic because it's Resi 6. But out of 10, I would give this a 6. It's good in quite a few ways, but a lot of badness in it as well. Which is probably why they changed the formula dramatically for Resi 7. They went back to a horror, first-person themed game, which is the right decision, because it needs to go back to that horror game style. But you can disagree. You can agree with me, disagree with me. That's completely fine. Everyone has their opinions. But best Resi is Resi 3. Worst game is Resi 4. That's just me. But so overall, like I said, a lot of goodness but a lot of badness about this game. Was it a fun series to record and play? Oh god, yeah, it was a lot of fun doing these episodes and recording through everybody. I know I don't get a lot of views and stuff, and I may never do, but it's still for funs and memories. Playing this game again, doing all the stuff and all the wacky deaths and all that. It was fun it's fun to do and fun to edit. So I still gonna have a lot of positives and fun about the series. But that's it though, to be fair. That brings a curtain on this series altogether. I have played every story, I have given its review. Resident Evil 6 series is done, and there will be no more videos on this game. As I said in the previous one, I don't know what I'm going to do for the next series. Am I going to continue on? Am I going to do Resi 7? Am I going to do Resi Gaiden? Or am I going to do something completely different? I don't know. But this game gets a 6 out of 10 for me. It's still very good fun. Great series. I've enjoyed every minute of it, apart from that ship. So I'm going to end this video here. You could agree and disagree with a lot of the points. I may have missed some things in my review. I might go back and edit and listen back, and I may have missed a few key areas and stuff, which is fine. You know, I'm not going to get everything perfect, and I try my best. I'm a one-person crew. I do everything myself, which is not easy. I don't have the experience or the voice to do it. My voice actually sounds shit. It actually sounds nothing like I actually speak in real life, which is weird. But I try. I hope everybody's enjoyed this series. I do try. And they may not be the best videos out there. They might not be the best edited, but I certainly give a good try of what's going on here. Hey, we get the intro for the final time. Here you go. Wasn't planned, but it works. Is complete. And on that note, thank you very much for enjoying this series. I will leave you with one thing and one thing only. Who the fuck picked a giraffe as a logo? And why is it still getting that suckle? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next series. Bye now.